Good morning. It's Fish the Beach Bum Investor with your cryptocurrency discussion and report. 7th of February today, 2018 in Australia. And a much healthier looking market today following the Senate hearing in the US regarding cryptocurrency. Some good stuff coming out of there, a bit of back and forth. But all in all, I'd say fairly positive. Certainly wasn't the crypto apocalypse as some people were predicting. So it's good to see the US not following China's lead with a complete ban and taking a more pragmatic approach to the future of cryptocurrency. Good to see. Going to pop over the chat and see who's in. Z's in. Chase F. Adam Z. Adam Cousin, sorry. Chronicus. And Z said, finally. Did you see the volume on Icon this morning, man? Some serious volume when that started spiking again. It's usually a good indication, man. Zhao's in. Zhao, we're actually going to take a look at one of your articles today. So I might get over and get through the news quickly. Then we can have a bit of a chat. But the Senate hearing has taken place in the US. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I've got to get onto that. But I've got some notes here coming out of it. And we're going to take a look at a couple of articles. Now, the links for these articles are in the description. One of them written by our very own Crypto Wave Investment Crew founder, Johnny Crypto, Zhao. And we'll save the best for last. We'll get on to Zhao's second. I found this article on techcrunch.com. And again, the link is in the description. Senate cryptocurrency hearing strikes a cautiously optimistic tone. In a hearing today before the Senate Banking Committee, Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Jay Clayton and Commodity Futures Trading Commission Chairman Christopher Giancarlo opened up about what the near-term US regulatory fate of cryptocurrency might look like. In a week of plunging prices and bad news, the hearing struck a tone that coin watchers could reasonably interpret as surprisingly optimistic. Yay! Finally, some decent news. Over the course of the open hearing, Clayton and Giancarlo traded testimony over what can be regulated, what should be regulated, and how. What should be regulated and how, while offering a broader outlook on the long-term future of virtual currency markets and blockchain tech. The testimony drew a useful distinction among three pillars of the virtual currency ecosystem, for lack of a better unifying term. Cryptocurrencies, a replacement for dollars, ICOs, like a stock offering, and distributed ledger technologies, or the technical framework generally known as blockchain. Throughout the hearing, on the SEC side, Clayton struck a relatively solemn tone focused on ICO fraud concerns, while the CFTC's Giancarlo came across as genuinely enthusiastic and curious about the emerging market. On a question of the intrinsic value of cryptocurrency, Giancarlo defended Bitcoin's value, explaining the process of mining and how it correlates with price, or sometimes breaks from that correlation, as economists he cited have suggested. Clayton on the same question. There are a lot of smart people who think there's something to the value of cryptocurrency and the international exchange, and I'm not seeing those benefits manifesting themselves in the market yet. I look at this from the perspective of Main Street investors, and they should understand that. Clayton made further comments casting doubt on the usefulness of cryptocurrencies as currency, citing common concerns around the market volatility. Market volatility makes transactions difficult. On advantages of a Bitcoin futures market, the CFTC can now obtain trading data and analyze it for fraud and manipulation, Giancarlo said. With Bitcoin futures, we've now having visibility into underlying markets and spot markets that we would not otherwise have. Concerns around consumer misconceptions of cryptocurrency trading platforms. Both chairmen expressed concerns about the unregulated nature of cryptocurrency exchange platforms and their potential to mislead consumers into believing that a regulatory net of some kind exists. To be clear, the CFTC does not regulate the dozens of virtual currency trading platforms here and abroad, Giancarlo said, clarifying that the CFTC can't require cyber protections, platform safeguards, and other things that consumers might expect from traditional securities. Clayton called for an interagency coordinated plan amongst states, federal regulators, and the SEC and CFTC to address consumer naivety over unregulated trading platforms. I think our Main Street investors look at these virtual currency platforms and assume they are regulated in the same way that a stock market is regulated. And as I said, it's far from that. And I think we should address that. An ICO as a security. I believe every ICO I've seen is a security. You can call it a coin, but it functions as a security. It is a security, Clayton said. Those who engage in semantic gymnastics or elaborate restructuring exercises in an effort to avoid having a coin be a security are squarely in the crosshairs of our enforcement provisions. That's interesting. And I can't really disagree with that, to be honest. Our coordinated regulation. When Senator Mark Warner, who expressed more familiarity with the area than most of his peers, criticised the patchwork nature of regulation that allowed Bitcoin futures while still blocking ETFs, calling for a more coordinated effort amongst regulatory bodies, both witnesses were quick to agree. In doing so, Warner offered a bullish vision. The potential writ large amongst crypto assets and the underlying blockchain could be as transformational as wireless was years ago. I think we're going to need much more coordinated effort, Warner said. All told, the hearing was far from apocalyptic and apocalyptic for regulation phobes. While it's clear that the CFTC and SEC have only scratched the surface of the kind of rule sets they like to put in place, their plans appear to be overwhelmingly focused on protecting consumers from threats like rampant ICO fraudsters and unsafe exchanges rather than discouraging growth. For anyone interested in the long-term health and viability of virtual currencies, that should come as good news. So yeah, good article. Links in the description. And Zhao just summarized it a bit more neatly in his article over on Steemit. And again, the link for Johnny Crypto's Steemit article is in the description. And this is just some notes from the SEC meeting, things that Zhao saw as important. I like some of the quotes. Zhao's obviously a crypto enthusiast and has pulled some pretty bullish quotes out. So he's, hello, Steemit community. Today there are SEC meeting regarding cryptocurrencies. Got a few links in there. Overall was a pretty good discussion, and they recognize this is a new disruptive technology and market, and it needs regulations in order to protect people from scams. You can check out some news articles about it, so he's done all your research for you. Here's the quotes and points I like most. Mr. Warner, Vice Chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. The underlying blockchain technology cannot be separated from cryptocurrencies. I expect $20 trillion market cap in the future. Reminds me of getting into cell phone business in the 1980s. We may be on top of something that is transformational, and I don't think you can separate the underlying distributed ledger or blockchain from some of these crypto assets. Awesome. Cool quote. Honorable J. Christopher Giancarlo, CFTC Chairman. If you go to the Twitter universe, you'll see HODL, which means hold on for dear life. We owe it to this new generation to respect their interest in this new technology with a thoughtful regulatory approach. Yeah, so that's sweet. And there's Zhao's article. So go and upvote it because he deserves it and he works hard. Coming back to the chat, seeing who's in today. Warlord's in. Lloyd's in. You got some ICX at 250. Nice pickup, Adam Tazen. I'm sure that'll Giancarlo is the homie, says Zhao. Yeah. Giancarlo's niece is a player of the Bitcoin game. That's what the man said. So yeah. Warlord's into BitConnect. No, he's just joking. Daniel Chippendale, how are you, man? Oh, the other thing I put in the title was Foamgate because I was watching Doug Polk's stream this morning, and it was pretty funny because he was talking about, as most crypto reporters are, talking about the Senate hearing. And there's a bit of foam in his background falling off, and no one would let it go. and literally 90% of the chat was talking about the foam on the back of his wall that was falling off. So I've named it Foamgate and just thought I'd talk about that. It's funny as. I even put a few foam related comments in there. I didn't have anything constructive to contribute, but the foam comments were funny. Hey Sabrina, how are you? Good kickback overnight. Chronicus just made a meme for Giancarlo. Chuck it up. Have you put it in the Discord, dude? Be funny. I'm going to check out the market, see what we're looking at. It's been a nice kickback and then a little drawback from, I got buys at $6,000. So that's almost at $6,000. That's like pretty on BTC. That's pretty close to 30%. So even I'm thinking, whoa, should I take some profit now? But I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback and then hopefully a reversal as we see another green day tomorrow. I still want to confirm a consolidation of the reversal by saying 2 nice days of confidence restored. This news cannot hurt us. This is good news out of the US, in my opinion. It's cautious, but it's certainly not. It didn't have a tone that it was looking to regulate crypto out of the game or worse, ban crypto. It seemed to me that there was a tone of genuine interest in the technology going forward and harboring it rather than fighting it, at least from some sides. So that's a good start. Yeah. Yeah. Crypto Chronicles said it was like 10 to 30 comments per second about the foam forever. Man, I couldn't stop laughing at I couldn't even pay attention because I was laughing so hard at the foam comments. Yeah, that's just more FOMO. Yeah, that was used a few times. Foam to the moon, all this sort of stuff. It was hilarious. Picked up some sub $600 Ether. Damn, it was on sale. Yeah, I picked it up for 580, I think, as well. I got some good buys on Litecoin. I got my second lot of buys yesterday. Hit my first lot at 6.8 for Bitcoin, and then I hit it again at 6. Bobosh said, yeah, buddy, if we can get to the 83.50, the weekly candle turns green. Yeah, it's still a little while to go, but let's see how the next 24 hours travels. It's been a nice kickback, at least a nice, stabilize that free fall we're on. So let's see if we can get another 24 hours of confidence building. And if we can, let's hope it signals a reversal. Nice upward trend. It has been good news come out. Just like we shouldn't understate and call everything FUD. When there is actual bad news, this is actual good news to mine. That's what I'm reading so far. I'm going to have a look at the full, I think it was like a 4-hour meeting, so I'm going to have to watch the whole thing. Exciting day for fish ahead. Tan Kai Tong, imagine China doing some shit like unbanning crypto and the Chinese investor got the news. Oh, Tan Kai Tong, they might not unban it. Like if they were going to unban it, I'd say to be state regulated, like state owned exchanges and things like that, because that would obviously make them profit. So if they did that, man, that'd be release the brakes time, I think, for sure. And don't forget, I've still theorized that more Korean won will start coming in. It's just people are now got to get into the banks and do their KYC. Who crypto Coben? I have no idea. What's this, Xiao? I'm clicking on your link. Sorry, that page does not exist. It says it doesn't exist, Xiao. Excuse my French, says, Fish, why are you always online when I'm supposed to sleep? Oh, man. Sorry about that. I'll try and do some different times in the future. Oh, by the way, guys, Tanya's surfing tomorrow. No, today. Shivers. I better check the WSL. Oh, God, I got my dates mixed up. World Surf League. Let me see if she's running now. Be good if she's running right now. We could watch it together. Events. Qualifying series. She's in the top 100 now, by the way, guys. Her events at the end of last year, got her into number 77. Oh, it's on right now. Round 1, heat 13. I think I've missed it. How did I do that? No, it's the men's. Sweet. Just having a look. Women's event. Yeah, sweet. So Tanya is in. I'll put this link in the description if anyone wants to watch it. But Tanya's in. Where is she? She's in heat 10 in round 1. She's got Tiana Hinkle from Brazil. She's got Jamaica Selby from Australia and Safi Vetti from New Zealand. So it should be a good heat. I'll put the link in the description just in case anyone wants to watch it. But yeah, the link is broken. Check the Satoshi Nakamoto post. I'm just trying to do it here, yeah. Oh, I don't know how to find that, Jay. You're making it too hard for me. Crypto Afronaut. Is that your Twitter thing, Jeff? I have to follow you. I can't find it, dude. Seb said, Koreans have still got to buy the ICX. Yep, hopefully. There was a dude in the background at the Senate thing, a big white sunglasses and pink hair. Cool. Chase F, didn't Doug call him a Tron boy? Oh, yeah, he probably does. Surfers love the drops. Yeah, it gives us a chance to go surfing. You just go and buy and then go surfing. I had a good surf yesterday. I haven't been out yet today. I'm probably going to go after the stream. Had some stuff on. Kane Thomas said, aloha. Aloha, mate. I think Clayton is a replicant. Emotions don't look genuine. Expression looks forced. G'day, Ethercept. Seb said, show me the one. Korean one, that is. All right, I'm still trying to find what you're trying to show me here. Yeah. Oh, okay, I found Satoshi Nakamoto. So this is Jiao's. I'll bring you over to screen share so I can show you what Jiao's been trying to share with me for the last little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so this is Satoshi Nakamoto here, apparently. This dude at the Senate hearing. Funny. Yes. Temple Ray said, you'll have to be accredited investor to be able to buy at the ICO stage. Do you think all countries will follow that? It's a good question. Look, I think it'll be, no, I don't. I don't think it'll be every single country that follows that. I think more will follow. Absolutely. A lot of countries tend to follow the lead of the US. So, yeah, but I don't think it'll be every country. How'd a character like that get in? I don't know, man. Adam Tazin said, PIVX looks like a solid buy at $5. Yes, I like PIVX. I don't want to speak. I always think PIVX is a solid buy. Chase F said it's somebody's son, I bet. Kane Thomas, props to Sen. Mark Warner, he knows crypto. Oh, to Senator Mark Warner, yeah. Yeah, no, he was apparently one of the more informed speakers, as the article that we read earlier suggested. Manuel Gonzalez said, talk about structural risk. Structural risk. I'd have to familiarize myself with the term to be able to speak about it. Manel, I can do that if you really want to show on that, but I'm not going to speak about it without knowing about it. It may be just the term that I'm not familiar with, so I'll have to look into it. Been sending BTC for 0 cents, said Crypto Chronicus. He's got a lightning node running for 0 cents. That's awesome. The key has been listed on KuCoin. I'm posting this, and I haven't even bought any yet. I thought the key had been on there for a while, had it not? Oh, no, that was self-key. Okay, so the key's running. How's it going compared to its ICO price? It was a popular ICO. And good on you for posting it first, Seb. I do that stuff as well. Superhut.org 2020. Tron and IOST. Are you still going with those ones? Club burst all the fish fam. Litecoin's had some good news out, superhut.org. That LitePay system coming out looks to be good. Crypto Chronica said Coinbase announced that they will have SegWit available in the next few weeks. Sorry, yes, I did see that. They've been testing, and they're in the final stages of testing, which is going to be big. I mean, I made a video on like trading in the crypto economy, and the first thing I said is one of the best tips I can give you is buy Ethereum or Litecoin and move that to the exchange because it's quicker and cheaper. Now, that's not necessarily going to be true once Coinbase are offering SegWit, because that's how most people get their fiat in. What is this green you speak of? Yeah, it's looking good. If anyone wants to buy anything on Lightning Network, let me know. I'll send it over Lightning Network for you. Thanks, Chronicus. You're a legend, man. You can post your articles over on Yarls and get paid in BTC over Lightning Network. I can open a channel for you if you want. Yeah, cool, man. What do you mean my article? Like, I don't really write any more articles anymore. I mainly do this live on. Manel Gonzalez said, sorry, I meant what can happen now. Oh, man. What can happen now? That's a good one, Manel. It could be could go either way. Could see a bit of sideways movement from here. Could retrace. Can be a bit of a dead cat bounce. But no, I think like this economy is heavily news driven, and we've had stacks and stacks of bad news. Now, I can't see how the news could possibly get any worse out of China. It's as bad as it can get. Everything's banned. So that's done. We can't get any worse out of China. Now, this is positive news coming out of like at least has a positive tone to it out of the US. It's not a tone that's just let's ban it, let's get rid of it. It's a it's a cautious and pragmatic approach to actually putting some protection in place for investors whilst allowing the technology to develop or to what it's going to be. And I think that's a really good approach. Yeah, Wilkie, I've spoken a little bit about it, man. I think it's generally pretty bullish, man. It's nice to see some people are okay, cool. Manel gone sorry. Wilkie. Yeah, man, I think all in all pretty good. I still got to watch the whole hearing because I haven't watched it all. I've only watched parts of it. As I was watching Doug Polk's thing this morning, and to be honest, I wasn't paying attention because of Foamgate. So mature. Interesting to see the Rain Man's perspective. You just call me that because you think I'm mentally challenged. Evan Watt, will ICX drop again? Had a pretty big run up from the lows, but it had a massive crash to get to those lows. So again, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, mainnet has been launched, the wallets. Like we haven't had the integration though. We haven't had the actual integration from the ERC 20 tokens to the ICX. We've been told to hold tight for that. So until that happens, we won't be investing on ICOs on the ICX platform. I think the quicker that they can make that integration happen, the better for the price, because people tend to get bored in this economy quickly. So we'll see what happens in that space. And also we're going to have more announcements and more development on the ICO front in Icon itself. So it depends on the applications that are being built and how successful they're becoming. Yeah, cool, Joey. Joe, Blue Collar Crypto. He said, hey, Fish, wanted to give you a shout out today. I won't be able to go live after you because he hasn't got the stamina like Fish to go on every day. But I really appreciate the shout outs and I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, man, for sure. That's a good I don't mind the format, Joe. We could get some more people who are interested in reporting on crypto. I think Sept and Zhao, and we just get different time frames and just eventually build up a 24-hour discussion channel. Yeah, no worries, Manel. welcome to the chat, man. I'm not sure I've seen you before. Chronicus, biggest $1 billion scam done. Clogged mempool done. China ban done. They can't do much more. Man, the worst is behind us. It's all good news, bro. Yeah, that's the thing. Even in Australia, like the Big Four did the squeeze on the Big Four banks did the squeeze on crypto transactions, and you watch them now that if the US gets bullish on it, Australia will go, oh, well, we're bullish on it too because we do everything that the US does. Superheart.org 2020. All the money from the stock market crash is going into gold and crypto and silver. Dow 15K and BTC 33K, LTC at 1,000 by 2020. Well, let's hope so. That'd be nice, Superheart Dog. Hey, superheart.org. I put fiat in for the first time in ages yesterday, man. I was just like, nah, I gotta steal up, gotta get the guts for it. This is a big retracement. I've gotta take the opportunity. So I put some fiat in, man, and at the moment, like if it holds above, see how it's trending at the moment, but if it holds sort of like I was thinking if it holds like 7.4, 7.5 on Bitcoin itself, it could be bullish for the economy. And it looks like it's good. And yeah, nice. It's trending up in the last hour again, guys. You know, I do tend to have that effect on these multi-billion dollar markets. You guys know that. Looking pretty solid. 370 billion. I think that's roughly the highest I've seen it in the recovery since it bottomed out just under 300 billion. So that's nice to see. I'm just going to bring you over to screen share so we can take a look and see what's going on. Because it is an interesting time, you know. Are we going to get this reversal? Are we going to hold bullish signal for 24, another 24 hours, really? Is what we're probably going to need to actually hold bullish and reverse the trend of this. It hasn't even been the worst crypto crash ever, but it's certainly been a big one. Anyway, let's have a look at how the market's trending. Nice to see. Look at all these green figures. Look at this. NEO, 35%, up to 106 again. Dropped down to $70, I think, roughly, on its lows. All the tops are coming up in double figures. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. Who cares about Ripple and Bitcoin Cash? So let's skip over them. Cardano doing nicely. You know, long way off the dollar highs that it got to, but nice to see it coming back. Let's hope they can, release a mainnet sooner rather than later and get going with the working project because I think it's got good potential. Guys, I'm not pricing this as right yet, but I think it definitely has the ability to be worth this one day. Anyway, Litecoin really kicking back nicely. I got buys on this at $114 just not that long ago, so pretty happy. Good gains quickly, 16.4% over the last 24 hours. Let's see how Icon's tracking. Look at this, 46%. Anyone who jammed in on those 250 lows has done extremely well already, and I predict you'll do well going forward. Let's see how quickly they can get this, this integration of ERC20 tokens over onto the actual Icon token. I think that's going to be a critical part of it. But yeah, really nice looking green figures right throughout here. Couple of little reds, but Eternity was super strong through, just in the last hour. But Eternity's been super strong through the actual dip. It's been one of the better performers over the actual 7-day period. Geez, didn't DigiDAO cop a battering from its highs? You think people finally figured it out that, as far as I know, unless anyone knows that this has changed, this is equal to 1 gram of gold, which still, yes, it still puts it well above where it should be. If that's all it's doing is going 1-to-1 with gold value. Dragon Chain had a really nice kickback. It actually got as low as $1, up 28%. PIVX is only up 12% compared to the rest of the market. That's not massive, but you've got to remember that we were one of the more stable currencies through the dip. Everyone was commenting on that, so happy to see us back on the path of green again. 12.94% in the last 24 hours. Nice to see for PIVX supporters. But in general, guys, it's pretty hard to find a red in the last 24 hours. So really, really nice kickback. Now, I want to see another day of double-figure greens, and then I think we're probably off to bullish times again. It's not just going to go in straight lines. You guys know how this works. Only invest what you can afford to lose. It can go down from there. More bad news can come out. Japan could go, nope, we're going to ban now. Australia could go, nope, we're going to ban. and go against the US's lead. So, you know, only invest what you can afford to lose, but it's good signs at this stage. I'd like to see another 24 hours of green, and then I could be calling it a bullish market again potentially. Yeah, see, Chronica said PIVX was actually up 20% while everyone else was deep red yesterday before the good news hit. Yeah. By the way, that announcement about the US Federal Reserve Board putting restrictions on Wells Fargo, there was a line down the street to withdraw fiat. Wow. That's what's going to happen to run on the banks. It's not a good thing because they don't have as much money as they say they do. Giving Tree Cultivator. Always good for a informed comment. Let's see what we see. Anything could happen. Black Swan event, tether collapse, regulatory drudgery, and exchange failure, or series of FUD dips. Always good to layer buy orders down. For me, bulk around 6.5, but you know, 4K to 6.5. Yeah, I've only put 2 of my 4 buy orders in. You guys know I do like to do groups of 4. I've hit 2 of them. To balance that out, said could go up rapidly, also bigger and wider. Money could flow in, anticipating regulatory go-ahead. Temple Ray, there's a new ICO called On a Place. Become an investor of private companies with us. They let anyone become an accredited investor, I think. Oh, cool. Sounds interesting. Chronica said, I live in front of Wells Fargo. Watchman said, what's up, sushi? Yeah, raw fish, man. Nice. I like it, the Watchman. Good one. Ah, man, the markets are up finally. It's nice to see them doing a nice strong kickback. Let's just hope we can sustain it for another 24-hour period. A bit more gains on top would be good. Yeah, they can, Wilkie. Yep, they can, man. Wilkie's asking about Korea. He said, when's the bloody Korean won coming back into the market? And I said, well, it's you think about it from our point of view, Wilkie. Like, if the same thing happened in Australia, some of our mates who are in crypto would get down there tomorrow, first thing, and get it sorted. You and me, namely. But a few of our mates would do it next week, next month, whatever, you know. So I think it could be a little bit of a slower trickle for the Korean one itself. But the real big crypto enthusiasts and perhaps the whales will be straight down there. So that perhaps the bulk of it could come back in fairly quickly. Hey, Harry. How you going, man? Just watching. Wanted to say hi. Good to see you. Yeah, so do you want to watch something funny that I got sent to me this morning? Like just to break up the show a bit from crypto chat, because I always think it's fun to do something else. This guy, if you're offended by bad language, there is that much bad language in this video that you are going to want to turn your sound down now, or you're going to want to tune out for a bit, because this is filled with really bad language, okay? But it's funny, and it's Australian, and it's a review of a video that some British people made about why you shouldn't come to Australia, and it's pretty funny. So I'm going to share that with you now. It's from a guy called Isaac Butterfield. He is a YouTuber. 10 reasons not to visit Australia and Aussie
10
reacts.
reasons.
I'll bring you over to screen share. And I'll run this video for you. It runs for a bit, but it's worth it. It's funny. And I'm Aussie, so good on you, Isaac, for making this video, man. I pissed myself laughing. I can't really swear as much as you doing this. So once again, guys, really, really bad language here. If you are offended by bad language, please turn off for the next 9 minutes and 27 seconds. Enjoy the video.
10 reasons not to visit Australia was a video released last week by YouTuber #MindWarehouse. I know what you're thinking. It sounds reputable. So why don't we have a look at this video to see what these foreigners think about our beautiful country.
So here are 10 reasons why you shouldn't go to Australia. Let's get it on. Ocean current.
What? Ocean current? Fucking what? How do you start a list with reasons not to visit a country with a rip Well, you know, the only reason you encounter a rip is if you get into a rip. That's not a reason not to visit a country. It's a reason not to get into rips. Fucking idiots.
Well, we're sorry to disappoint you, but you're not very likely to find a decent beach in Australia.
What? How many fucking great beaches does Australia have? Have these pricks ever been to Australia or to a beach? They're all fucking amazing. Fucking hell.
And even if there are no dangerous creatures, there's always the chance you'll get drawn into the ocean by a strong underwater current.
Here's a hot tip. If you're a foreigner coming to Australia and you don't want to be caught in a rip, here's the #1 tip. Make sure you go into the water fully clothed. I'm talking jeans. I'm talking button-up t-shirts. I'm talking Nike joggers. Make sure you're fully clothed, and that way you definitely won't be caught in a rip. I fucking promise you.
Cassowary.
Cassowary? What the fuck is this list? What the fuck?
It has a sharp beak and long, strong claws.
Surely this is bullshit. How is #2 on the list? A cassowary. Have you ever seen a cassowary? Maybe this bird has a nasty temper.
This creature is totally unpredictable because it always attacks first.
But these people are acting like cassowaries are running around shopping centres just wreaking havoc amongst the Australian population. I've never seen a cassowary in my life.
This bird is in the Guinness World Records as the most dangerous bird in the world.
They're talking like these cassowaries started the Cronulla riots. Like, what the fuck are they going on about? I get it. It's the world's most dangerous bird. That's not a very impressive list. That's exactly like saying you're the most responsible, conscientious cyclist in the world. You're still a fuckwit.
Snakes.
Okay, snakes. That's a legitimate point on this list. As far as I'm concerned, snakes can get fucked. Okay? This is a legitimate point on this list. I'm very intrigued to hear what they have to say.
Most snakes in Australia are venomous, and there are a lot of them, and they're practically everywhere.
There are a lot of venomous snakes in Australia, but only about 12 will kill you. And they'll only kill you if you fuck with them. Leave the fucking snakes alone. Wakey, wakey. Hand off snakey. Stop playing with fucking snakes.
But that's no consolation for when you suddenly find a snake in the toilet tank, under your bed, or in the middle of a supermarket.
Oh yeah, the middle of a supermarket. I was at Aldi the other day. They were selling microwaves, laundry baskets, and red-bellied black snakes. Get fucked. What are you fucking talking about? Oh, they're in your laundry. They're in your sink. They're up your ass. Chill the fuck out. Just leave them alone.
Spiders.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck spiders. Let's see what they have to say about spiders.
Because just like snakes, they are everywhere. You can see them in basements.
Basements? Why is basement the first example of where you can see spiders? Like, you have so many examples you could use. In your shoes, near the tap out the back of the house, underneath your electrical box. But you've gone with basements. Who in Australia has a fucking basement?
Each one of these creatures will try to bite you if it feels danger, so keep calm and don't attack it with a mop.
Was that an attempted humour? Like, that is the shittest joke I've ever heard. Whatever you do in Australia, make sure you don't attack the spider with a mop. Get fucked.
Sun.
The sun? How can the sun be a reason? Get fucked. Fucking next.
Dingo.
Dingo. Okay. Didn't expect to see that one on the list. Didn't expect to see any of these on the list. Dingoes aren't that dangerous. I guess they're dangerous if you're an irresponsible parent in the middle of the outback in the 70s. But seriously, they're just fucking dogs. Don't fuck with them, and I'm sure they won't fuck with you, all right? Most dogs will attack you if you fuck around with them. Fucking pommies, I tell you.
It was tamed some time ago, but then it returned to its natural habitat.
That's 100% a Tasmanian tiger or a thylacine, ladies and gentlemen, not a dingo. This is how stupid these pricks are. They can't tell the difference between an animal that's been extinct for many years and a fucking dingo. These fuckwits have done zero research for this video, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next reason they have not to come to Australia is something so fully ridiculous that I'll spew. I'll fucking spew.
Fire ants.
I had fire ants at my fucking primary school. How do fire ants make a list about the worst things in Australia? I understand not coming to a country if there's ants attacking people at will, murdering humans all over the spot. But ants are easy to avoid. Don't fucking lay in an ant's nest and you'll be fine. I get it. You don't want to get stung by an ant. Guess what? Nor do I. But I don't see me seeking refuge in another country because I'm worried about fire ants coming to get me. Here's a tip. They're not going to come and get you. Why? Because they're very small ants.
One of the biggest problems for the people living in Australia is ants.
It's not the biggest problem. What the fuck? I'm fucking sick of this fucking video. I've got another fucking 5 minutes of this video to go. Jesus Christ.
Stinging brush.
Stinging brush. Don't come to Australia because of leaves. These pricks are really clutching at straws.
Alligators.
Alligators? I think these dumb fucks mean crocodiles. I don't know how they'd fuck that up. Like, I don't know how someone would fuck that up so badly. Australia's quite known for crocodiles. I mean, the crocodile hunter is from Australia. Croc Dundee is from Australia. And crocs, well, they're not from Australia, but I saw them in Australia. Like, how fucking... Fuck me, this video is fucking dog shit. I'll tell you what. Okay, so it's time for number one. Let's see what the number one reason not to come to Australia is. I'm excited for this. I reckon this is just a build-up. I reckon number one's going to be a cracker.
Parenti.
Who the fuck is Parenti?
These giant lizards known as parentis. Just their appearance makes you feel scared and run away as far as possible.
This may come to a shock to all of you. I'm not a lizard expert by any means, but I'm pretty sure that that is a Komodo dragon, the biggest lizard on Earth. That's 100% a fucking Komodo dragon. Look at the size of the prick. Komodo dragons can weigh up to 120 kilos. That's a fucking Komodo dragon, you dickhead. Komodo dragons don't live in Australia. That's my point that I'm getting here. I'm sure that this Parenti lizard, if it exists at all, is a big lizard, but it's not that fucking big. It's not going to take your leg off.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video.
I know you want some likes. And this is probably why you've made this shit video. Because no matter what reaction people have, either thumbs up or thumbs down, you're still getting comments, likes, shares, and dickheads like me are talking about you. You're getting the views you want. I get that's why you made this video full of inaccuracies. But listen here, fuckfaces. This is a message directly to you and everyone in your gloomy, doomy country. Here's 10 reasons you should come to Australia. Number 10, it's fucking sick. It's fucking great, mate. Seriously, fucking get here. It's awesome. Number 9, you can always get a feed. There's always a Barbie going somewhere. You can even get it down the local hardware store. Like, how good's that? Fuck me. Number 7, it's not England. Number 8, there's very little shit weather. It's either fucking hot or fucking cold. Or if you live in the Northern Territory, it's fucking hot or very fucking hot or super fucking hot. Number 6, thongs. Thongs are great. Number 7, beer. Beer is great. Number 4, there's top sorts everywhere. Number 3, amazing beaches. Yes, there are rip currents, but just stay out of the fucking rip currents. Number 2, most Australians are mad cunts. Number 1, accurate fucking lists. We're known for our accurate lists, and we will continue to be known for our accurate lists.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, like the video down.
I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of Aussie humour there for you. Oh, dear. I should get him on and interview him about what he thinks about the crypto economy. It's a pretty funny video, though. Mikey's in. Hi, Mikey. G'day all. Just wanted to say Crypto Chronicus makes an excellent point about crypto still being a market, even if it is banned. Would love to hear more discussion on this line of thinking. Oh, it's a good discussion point for sure. Jesman said, "Fish, good to see some green again. The video is an effing classic." Yeah, it's funny, man. I got sent it this morning on Messenger, so I thought I'd share it with you. Yeah, back to Mikey's comment there about even if crypto is being banned, it's still a market. Like, that's the thing, Mikey, is that they can ban the on-ramps. They can ban the on-ramps through the banking system, and they can, they can make it very, very difficult, but they can never completely dissolve the market because A, it's distributed. So there's no central point of pressure that can be applied. you know, if you look at Napster, why did Napster get shut down, guys? Why did Napster get shut down? Because Sean Parker could be harassed, sued. It was a central point of authority where they could apply pressure. Distributed networks can't be shut down, not as easily anyway. Take complete catastrophe in terms of solar flares and things like that can potentially knock out a lot of electrical infrastructure in the world. But realistically, banning it can't shut the network down because it is distributed. So that's one of the reasons. And if you think about it, back in the day before Coinbase and that, when Bitcoin was first around, there were no on-ramps. There were literally people brokering deals, like that guy who brokered, said, I'll pay you 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. So, there's people making deals like that, and also people just like going out on behalf of miners or miners themselves and selling peer-to-peer. Here's cash, here's your Bitcoin, like local Bitcoins and things like that. So it's very difficult to shut it down at that level. It can be shut down through the institutional level, but it doesn't look like at least America are moving towards that anyway. That's my thoughts anyway. If anyone would like to weigh in on that debate, it's a good one there by Mikey. Kronika said to Mikey, the cat's out of the bag. Tell the kids they aren't allowed to drink. Make it taboo. Now, all of a sudden, everyone wants to taste the beer. I like the cool kids. Yeah, true. Come visit sometime. The last US citizen they had here to visit were literally beside themselves when we had to leave. Yeah, no, Australia's a good place. I couldn't believe that thing about the beaches. We literally have some of the best beaches in the world, and I've surfed a lot of them around the world. So that was funny saying you can't find good beaches in Australia. We can walk about 1 kilometre that way, and I can pan the camera around and show you about 60 kilometres of white sand. I'd say that's a pretty decent beach. Seb said the Korean Consumer Protection Body said that it would be illegal to ban cryptocurrencies given their current laws. There you go. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, if you can buy, like, that's the thing. If like digital assets are not necessarily a new thing, video game skins have been traded for a long time. Why hasn't that been regulated? People have made and lost fortunes in that as well. It's just, is there? I don't know. Maybe there is regulations. I didn't think there was. What was once a glaring indictment of Bitcoin, i.e. a platform supposedly used by criminals for drugs, this only lends credit to the security of the network in my mind. Kronika said exactly. They can no longer say it's for criminals. Seb, I think that it is only authoritarian countries like China that would ban it outright. Yeah, I think it would be difficult to ban in freer countries. I do. Regulate, absolutely. And I think that's what governments are going to lean towards, because that's for whether they're doing it for pure ambitions of protecting the people or whether they're doing it to assert some sort of control over it is neither here nor there. It provides both. And in asserting a little bit of control in terms of regulation, we do get protection for the consumer and also validation of our economy. So I think all in all, it's a good thing, right? I think that video had to be a joke, laugh out loud. No way someone was dumb to think that shit about Australia. Yeah, no, I don't think so, Chronicus. Yeah, I think so as well, Jesman. Jesman said, that's it, Fish. This tech ain't going nowhere. It'll just be improved. And we've seen it. We've seen it. If you've been in the economy for 2 months, you've seen it because you've seen Lightning Network. You got Chronicus in here telling us every day that he's sending Bitcoin for nothing because he's got a Lightning node running. We're seeing development happen in front of our eyes on a daily basis. You've seen development outside of Bitcoin as well. Look at the year we had at PIVX. A lot of development there, and a lot, 36 development targets for this year. So that Real Will said that PIVX hat is dope AF. Man, I'm going to get some more made, but I'm actually going to get, like what I was thinking is get, you know, the PIVX symbol. I'll show you my bodyboard. You know the PIVX symbol, that thing. I was going to get that on 1/4, right? And then pivx.org across the back, and then maybe like that full thing down the side or something like that. I was going to get a few made up for myself and Tanya and whoever else makes the PIVX surf team. But yeah, man, they're sick. Good colors, work well. I'll keep an eye out for Tanya's comp as well, guys. I'll get a notification sent to me. I'll just get her to text me when she's going in. And yeah, if you can get on, give your support, that'd be much appreciated. Into the top 100. She's not going to go full schedule this year because of her university, but next year she's going to be pushing hard to get on that world tour. You know, so that's world qualifying series is impressive for most people. They'll leave it at that, but Tanya's got big ambitions, so we're going to try and push towards the world tour next year for her career. Look, if she performs really well in the events she's listed in this year, she could potentially make it there, or at least get some wildcard entries to some events on the world tour. But I think next year is probably the year we're really going to push for it. But yeah, she appreciates the support. I know a few of you guys get on and watch her, and that's appreciated. Yeah, exactly. Temple Ray. He said, what about casinos? People lose everything in them places. Temple Ray, I even made the argument about, you know, leveraged investing, like day trading in Australia. You can leverage you can leverage a lot on your money. And people have done their houses doing that. It's still not been shut down. Not to mention like online poker and online gambling is just, gambling in general in Australia is epidemic. You can't walk into a pub without seeing a pokey, a slot machine, fruit machine for those in the UK, whatever you want to call it, the things that strip money out of people. We have 80% of the world's population of slot machines in Australia. We've only got a 25 million people population. So yeah, why haven't they done anything about that? But no, you can go to a bloody pub and sit there at the ATM, which is sat right at the slot machines, and max out your frigging credit card, taking out cash and putting it into a slot machine, and that's fine. But as soon as you want to invest into some crypto, the big four banks are going to shut down your account. Morons. Yatesy's in, said China will loosen up the rules. They are growth-driven these days. True. Giving Tree Cultivator, the Watchman, responding to the Watchman. Crypto version of that video would be on point, bash all over the FUD, claim the awesome reality of crypto. There's always danger. For some, it correlates with attraction. Mikey said, regulation is almost futile. No, regulation is almost futile, question mark. I mean, in whatever method, message in a bottle, Morse code, doesn't matter. If you can relay 40 or so chars, you can use Bitcoin. Yeah, cool, Mikey. With institutional money coming in, we need market regulations, or big money will have a field day manipulating the markets big time. It's a good point, Seb. And also a lot of regulated, like a lot of the big guys won't touch it unless it's regulated. Mikey reckons he said, I feel like as though they already are. My current theory is that this is a deliberate manipulated price drop to allow big money to get in cheap and snap it all up. Well, I don't know if I'm the big money, but I've been snapping a bit up myself, Mikey, so I hope you're right. Well, I don't hope you're right because I hate market manipulation. I'd just like to see it grow organically. Probably that's why we need markets to be regulated. Mikey said, I'm actually wary of regulations. Kane Thomas, I don't do fun fair because I don't do gambling stuff, man. I still think that, you know, blockchain's a better solution. At least it takes less out of the overall pot from a middleman, but I'm not a big fan of gambling, man. So I haven't really looked into Funfair. It used to have a gambling problem, so to look into those projects brings up bad memories for me. First Blood, I have not looked into. Sorry, Kane, 2 strikes. No one could know them all, I guess. Yatesy, SEC chairman, was spot on with the US government report. Crypto leader, tech is a game changer for society in a big way. Yeah, I think so. Temple Ray, I really think the SEC wants people to stay poor. Crypto Voider, why is something that is said to be decentralized need to be regulated by super centralized institutions? Since the governments put their noses into crypto, it's dipping hard. It's an interesting point of view, Crypto Voider. It's supposed to be decentralized. I don't think regulation necessarily centralizes crypto, though. It's an interesting debate for sure. But I think that, you know, the regulation that they were talking about is a lot to do with ICOs, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I almost think that would be a good thing to have a means test to be able to launch an ICO. We've seen a lot of them raise a lot of money and not do so well. And I mean, if we'd had these sort of means tests or some sort of regulation around ICOs, BitConnect would never have happened. And $2 billion would still be in the pockets of people who had earned it initially, and not in the pockets of whoever got it at the top of that pyramid. So I think there's arguments for and against, for sure, Crypto Voider. It's a good point you bring up, though, and a really interesting debate. Chikai Hinahara, 5150 time. Good to see you, man. Yeah. It is a good point you bring up, Crypto Voider, though. I see what you're saying, man. It's like we want to take out the, you know, I think that state governments, if you like, have proven that perhaps they haven't got the financial chops they need to be running our finances. We'd probably do better individually, because governments have stuffed it up a few times and currencies have been manipulated and that sort of thing. So the good thing is that the blockchain sort of, it takes away their ability to do that with this particular form of currency. They can't just add zeros. They can't just add extra coins to the circulation because they feel like it. So even if they're going to regulate it, and I think it's sort of, you know, some people are genuine about protection, and then some people are jumping on board with that to mask it so that they can get some sort of control over it. But the good thing is this technology doesn't really allow them to ever have full control. So it probably, I don't know if it increases centralization, but it definitely increases government involvement in the crypto space. So, yeah, it's an interesting debate. Mikey, thanks for these talks, Fish. Can you briefly describe your issues with the Big Four? I wandered into Commonwealth Bank and asked about tax obligation, etc. Teller said I don't know anything about crypto. Yeah, that's probably a standard thing they've been told to say, man. But that's the thing. You've got a responsible customer asking about paying his taxes, and you've got Commonwealth Bank to just tell him to piss off. Mate, I've got a lot of issues with the Big Four banks. I can tell you, Westpac has screwed myself over, and many years ago, my father over, when a boat fell off at the hard stand and did a lot of damage during a cyclone. It was during a cyclone that the boat came off its rigging in the hard stand and crashed down to the ground and caused a lot of damage. And apparently that wasn't a natural disaster. Well done, Westpac. So yeah, I don't particularly like. I've had problems with Westpac. You know, and even us at the moment, we're looking to launch our business in the crypto world. Now we're going to have to close down our business account, which is with Westpac, because they're going to muck around with their account if we put crypto in there. So we'll have to go with one of the smaller financial institutions, which is fine by me. I wouldn't necessarily have voted for Westpac in the first place anyway. But yeah, I think they collude, man. I think it's obvious that they collude, and they lead each other in the market in terms of the same way that the service stations collude on and price fix on our petrol prices, the price we're paying for petrol. The banks collude. They all move together on interest rates, regardless of what the Reserve Bank says. Regardless of what the Reserve Bank says, they can up interest rates when they like, and if one does it, they all do it, and they'll do it because they think it's necessary, not because the Reserve Bank has decided that it's time for an interest rate increase. They very, very rarely pass the full cut onto a consumer. When the Reserve Bank does decide to cut by 0.25 basis points, banks just go, oh, we'll give you 0.15, 0.18, constantly lining their own pockets, man. So yeah, that's my problems with them. Crypto is dipping hard because people are scared the regulation will be harsh or an outright ban. If they got them right, it would allow proper mainstream adoption with big money coming in. Yeah, I agree, Seb. I think that's what we're moving towards. How long it's going to take is the question. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure of it. Z said, Mikey, read an article that the big four were not going to close accounts due to crypto. Commonwealth Bank wouldn't know anything, especially tax. Oh, dear. Can I recommend a fifth bank? You've had issues, man. Well, as much as they are owned by Westpac, St. George Bank has been fine for me. And I have transferred it into Bendigo Bank as well. And I don't want to cause shit, so I'm not even going to tell you who that's for. But yeah, St. George and Bendigo haven't had any problems. Dylan Kidd said, Westpac is scum. Can't wait to watch them burn one day. Oh, man, they screwed my father over in a big way back in the day. I can't believe I actually have a business account with them now. Well, I do. Bunch of people in here making trouble, eh? BP, nah, everyone's cool in here, you know that. The internet has been so enabling and empowering that it can't be effectively regulated around the margins. Will be ever more so with decentralized encrypted internet. Ooh, nice giving tree cultivator. Regulation will make it safe for most, but the liberated grey and black market periphery will flourish and eventually overtake the relatively hardened core. Wow, brilliant. I like your insight, man. Giving tree cultivator doesn't speak that often, but when the comment comes in, it's usually worth a read. Really interesting point of view, giving tree cultivator. Like it. Like it. Hey guys, I'm actually going to check out. Let's have a quick look at the market. I was going to put a bounty up. Should I do it? Oh, no, I won't. I was going to piss Doug Polk off and say whoever can go. No, let's do it. Stuff it. Go to Doug Polk's most recent video. And whoever leaves the best foam-related comment with their PIVX address as well, I will give away PIVX to someone. I'll give away one PIVX to the top three. Top three comments. You just got to go to his last video about the Senate thing that he streamed live this morning and say something about foam. The best 3 foam comments that I find with a PIVX address attached will win 1 PIVX each. I can't believe I'm doing that to him. Sorry, Doug. It was funny though, man. Oh dear. Eka Mouse thinks dark dApps will have a future. Yeah, BP, cool, man. I will. BP said, go over Syrian Labs token sometime. They've been doing really well. Yeah, I've noticed them doing well. We'll have to have a look at that. 1,600 subscribers. Yeah, man, I'm stoked. Not massive boy yet, but it's actually 600 more than I ever thought I would get. So I'm stoked. And thank you all who did subscribe to get us here. Stoked with that. As you see, I have chosen not to monetize my videos because I'd probably earn about 30 cents per video. And I don't want you to have to put up with ads in the middle of them. So I'll keep it that way, regardless of how many subs we get in. But yeah, guys, go and do that thing on Doug Polk's channel. Literally go and put in the best phone-related comment with a PIVX address. I'm going to pay 3 PIVX just because I feel like it. It's got to be funny, though. Make me laugh. From goldfish to trout. I don't know about that, man. I don't mind being a little goldfish. Oh, Temple Rail, don't really do price predictions, man, because I'm on the PIVX team, so could somewhat be argued as market manipulation if I was starting to talk price points. I just think we've got a really positive 2018 ahead of us. Have got the 2018 roadmap out at the moment, including decentralized exchange in wallet. We've got our iOS wallet being released in the first quarter of this year, but 36 individual development targets just for this year. So hopefully a good year ahead. But sorry, yeah, I hope you understand that, Temple Ray. Anything else, I'm pretty much happy to give you an idea of what I think the price is. But just with PIVX, I've got to be responsible about talking about prices there. Yeah, I'm saying foam, exactly, Mikey. Go and see. I don't know if you'll see the video, but he gets the shits at one stage and goes and rips off a foam square. Because everyone, like the chat was just filled with foam talk. It was like everyone was making foam comments. So I thought I'd roll on that and say, guys, coming down. Best 3 foam comments on Doug Polk's video will win 1 PIVX. He's going to go, what are these foam comments and PIVX addresses? Could be funny. All right, guys, I'm going to pace out. It's been good catching up as always. I'll see you tomorrow for another crypto conversation. Till then, only invest what you can afford to lose. Let's hope we see another 24 hours of green. See you then. Bye.